Good morning, Bookeemonsters. Welcome back to uh, Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, November 2nd, and we're going to be looking at new releases this week. Today's genre, Thursdays, we typically do fantasy and science fiction, and then if there's time left over, we continue to look at cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of those. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Mary says, "Good morning. Happy Thursday." Indeed. Indeed. Getting closer to the weekend. Are you doing a show this weekend, Mary? I can't remember. If it is, I hope it's inside. All right, let's hop into it. Did I get rid of? I did not get rid of the banner. Let's get rid of the banner. And in case you need to leave before the end, we do have sprints tonight at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. We'll be going for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, bring your own leftover treats. Wink, wink, leftover. And, or you can work on a hobby or meditate, whatever you want to do. But we'll carve out that time for you to do what you want to do. Let's look at, yeah. According to insidersbookriot.com, these are the fantasy and science fiction of the week. They don't list any science fiction, per usual, but we'll see what they got here. Starting with A Season of Monstrous Conceptions by Lena Rather. In 17th century London, unnatural babies are being born with eyes made for the dark and webbed digits suited to the sea. Sarah Davis is intimately familiar with such strangeness, having hidden her uncanny nature all her life and fled to London under suspicious circumstances. Sarah starts over as a midwife's apprentice to a member of the illegal Worshipful Company of Midwives, hoping to carve out for herself an independent life. But with each new unnatural birth, the fear in London grows of the devil's work. When the wealthy Lady Wren hires her to see her through her pregnancy, Sarah quickly becomes a favorite of her husband, the famous architect Lord Christopher Wren, whose interest in the uncanny borders on obsession. Sarah soon finds herself caught in a web of magic and intrigue created by those who want to use her power for themselves and whose pursuits threaten to unmake the earth itself. This is a whole lot of story, but it says it's only 160 pages. I don't know how that in most books, that's just getting into the history of the world at that point. You're not even have enough time to do an actual story there. Oh, you do, and it's a big one. 200 vendors inside. Oh, thank goodness it's inside. All right, you will do awesome. Hi, Annalise. Asking if you had snow. I have switched night and day. So glad to be here now. Oh, appreciate it. Tons and tons now. Oh my. We are back in the 50s, 40s and 50s after our little dip into the winter. It's coming again. They were just teasing us. This one is a graphic novel, The Flying Ship Volume 1. It's longer than the previous book, but they don't have any description of it. But if you're into graphic novels, that's one for you. What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, young adult. The Mummy Meets Death on the Nile. Okay. Bolivian-Argentinian Inez Oliveira belongs to the glittering upper society of 19th century Buenos Aires, and like the rest of the world, the town is steeped in old world magic that's been largely left behind or forgotten. Inez has everything a girl might want except for the one thing she yearns the most, her globe-trotting parents who frequently leave her behind. When she receives word of their tragic deaths, Inez inherits their massive fortune and a mysterious guardian, an archaeologist in partnership with his Egyptian brother-in-law. Yearning for answers, Inez sails to Cairo, bringing her sketch pads and an ancient golden ring her father sent to her for safekeeping before he died. But upon her arrival, the old world magic tethered to the ring pulls her down a path where she soon discovers there's more to her parents' disappearance than what her guardian led her to believe. With her guardian's infuriating handsome assistant thwarting her at every turn, Inez must rely on ancient magic to uncover the truth about her parents' disappearance, or risk becoming a pawn in a larger game that will kill her. That actually sounds kind of good. What? Yes, that sounds kind of good. Yep, she's Norther. Although I haven't looked on the globe than all of us. I'm closer to Wyoming than Canada, but I'm also closer to Canada than Mary. Ellie says I have one free Kindle with Prime. Exact. Oh, I forgot to look yesterday. It was kind of busy. That is right. And I haven't gotten an email about it, and I forget to look until they email me. Uh-huh. Thank you for reminding me. All right. So this is newinbooks.com, and this is what they're saying is new in fantasy and science fiction, though they don't list any of those previous three that we looked at. So we'll see if the dates are correct, because I don't know if publishing dates slip or people just aren't careful about where they're putting in the new release. Yeah, it could be October 27th. This is a Kindle Unlimited. Magic and Medicine, Urban Fantasy Romance, Amber Legends, book number one by Olena Nikitin, book one. 521 pages. Now we're talking fantasy. Yes. Danger doesn't lurk in the shadows, it looks at you with verdant green eyes. After years of working in the emergency department, Sarah, an experienced doctor, realizes her mundane life had taken an unexpected turn when a stabbing victim comes back to life and demands his knife back. How rude. This shocking event leads her into a world of magic and danger she never knew existed. Lezek, the powerful and enigmatic boss of the Tri-City Mafia, goes to the hospital to clean up the mess caused by his unruly vampire. Ah, vampires. He is accustomed to having absolute power and authority in the nether realm of magic, but Sarah challenges Lezek in a way no one else has. Instead of using his magic to make her forget, Sarah's courage and audacity captivate the mafia boss and its mafia. These are just personal, not favorites of mine, and her latent magical abilities intrigue him. As the two become entangled in each other's lives, Sarah's newfound magic makes her a target for a dangerous emerging power. Lezek must decide whether to sacrifice her to protect his domain or find a way to save them both. And you hadn't seen what I was reading? I was reading from this one. Sorry. Not for me. I'm just surprised at how fast time is going by. Yet it's only Thursday. How is this possible? The days of the week are going by slowly, but the days are going by very fast. Yes, indeed. Pub dates definitely can slip, but usually not so much that they are posting covers and giving you snaps. Yeah, true. Yes. Oh, I don't like vampires. They're not sexy. I'm sorry, they're not. And yes, I read A Discovery of Witches and I really, really liked it, but I was into it before the damn vampires showed up. And then I was invested. Oh, thank you. I'm still not a fan of it yet, but it'll grow out. But thank you very much. All right, let's see what else we got here. And this time I remember to share the tab. How about that? I have to say that is a gorgeous cover. That cover is gorgeous. Let's look at that closer. Yes, she looks like a meringue, but I don't care. I like it. Kindle Unlimited. Oh, his last name. Jack Beastly. He had no choice in his future. All these years I watched you and I knew someday you would have to fulfill the prophecy and then you would belong to me. Someday I would come for you, and today is that day. Heather O'Hara. Even as a child, I knew it was best not to get too close to Jack Beasley's cursed mansion, and to this day I still give its sinister walls a wide berth. So imagine my shock when a painful blow to the back of the neck on my wedding day. I wake up in Jack Beasley's house, but it turns out he's not the cranky old geezer I always assumed him to be. He's an intimidating but very attractive young man, and apparently no ordinary human, and what he wants from me is simply outrageous. Obviously, this is going to be a Beauty and the Beast kind of retelling. I don't care. That cover's gorgeous. I probably won't be reading it, but that cover is gorgeous. I would make a poster of that. Yep, somebody did a good job there. And somebody needs to tell publishers that that works. The animated ones, the cartoon ones, the ones without faces don't work. Onward. The King of Starlight and Shadow by Corrine Callahan, first in the Mirror Kingdom Chronicles, 410 pages. Kindle Unlimited. Gotta love it. Double checking the date though. Okay, we're good. First in the Mirror Kingdom Chronicles. Truly, Langford Bardot has spent her life, that's her name, pretending to be normal. No one knows about the monsters that stalk her sleep or that she was left inside a cardboard box on the steps of a church as a newborn. Raised in foster care on the tough streets of Philadelphia, she learned to take care of herself and trust no one. After being forced out of her dream job, she's working a dead end one when a mysterious stranger arrives with proof she's heiress to a Victorian mansion in a ramshackle neighborhood. But upon entering her new home, Truly accidentally unlocks a door to a magical realm, releasing an ancient evil from its prison, along with a dark family secret. Hunted by those who rule the Mirror Kingdom, Truly comes face to face with Westvane, the Queen's slayer, and is given an ultimatum: help him recapture the monster she set free and kill the Queen, or be executed for opening a portal to another world. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, moving on. Another very pretty cover. They are being outstanding with their covers today. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, exactly. He's a monster slayer. Daughters of Sea and Storm by E. E. Holmes, first in the Vesper Coven. 276 pages. Yep. And what is your destiny, little bird? Who will you be? 16-year-old Ren Vesper is just like every other kid she knows, trying to survive high school and figure out what she wants to do with her life. But when news of her grandmother's death reaches her, she discovers she is not like everyone else. And that question about what to do with her life may no longer be hers to answer. Ren and her mother return to Cedric Cove, the tiny coastal Maine town where her mother grew up, and there she learns the truth about the family she barely knows. The Vespers aren't just a family, they're a coven. Centuries ago, a bargain was struck and a powerful spell cast. As long as the three Vesper witches lived in Cedric Cove, the town would be safe from the dark forces that threaten its borders. Ren's mother reluctantly agrees to take her own mother's place as the third Vesper witch. But when she disappears under mysterious circumstances, it falls to Ren to navigate the dark and winding world of witchcraft she never knew existed. Can Ren step into her own power before it's too late? Yeah, I'm old fashioned in my fantasy. I want a company of companions going on a quest to save the kingdom. That's me. The Oracle Chronicles Midlife Olympians box set. So these potentially have already been released by TJ Deschamps. When I quit my job as a fortune teller to become the Oracle, I should have known the new position would come with strings attached, Olympic-sized strings. A modern epic of Homeric proportions, packed with action, adventure, romance, and ibuprofen chasers. Things that happen in threes usually means the fates are involved. On the same day I received a Dear John from my husband, my son called to ask me to live with him, and a god made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I know, read the fine print. 626 pages. I am yeah, on October 1st, so a couple of things there that indicate it's probably not a new release and like it's a re-release kind of thing. I like it. Awesome. Stranger Things. So this is from the TV show, which this was on Netflix, wasn't it? Never watched it. Probably never will. Part of Stranger Things, 6 books. So a tie-in. Whoa, okay. Yep, October 31st. Let's read it. By Caitlin Schneiderin. I love that. 2 years before the events in Stranger Things Season 4, Eddie Munson, Hellfire Club leader, Metalhead, and Hawkins outcast, has one shot to make it big. Hawkins, Indiana. For most, it's simply another idyllic, manicured, all-American town. But for Eddie Munson, it's like living in a perpetual tomb of horrors. Luckily, he has only a few more months to survive at Hawkins High. And what is senior high, really, but killing time between Dungeons and Dragons sessions with the Hellfire Club and gigs with his band, Corroded Coffin. At the worst dive bar in town, Eddie meets Paige, someone who has pulled off a freaking miracle. She escaped Hawkins and built a wickedly cool life for herself, working for a record producer in Los Angeles. Not only is she definitely a badass with killer taste in music, but she might also be the only person who actually appreciates Eddie as the bard he is, instead of as the devil incarnate. But the best thing, she's offering him a chance to make something of himself, and all he needs to do is get her a demo tape of Corroded Coffin's best songs, etc., etc. Okay, not my kind of cover. Holy moly! 1,049 pages. Fire and Song by Bryce O'Connor, second in Warformed Stormweaver. Over 1,000 pages. Well, good for you. The Iron Prince will claim his crown. Raiden Ward's first semester at the Galen's Institute hasn't been without reward. In just over half a year, he's gone from the weakest cadet at school to one of the strongest in his class. And there's no one left who would argue that his device, Shido, isn't the most terrifying CAD they've ever laid eyes on. Still, Ray knows that his climb has barely begun, like he knows that the true fight is only just starting. After all, the sectionals tournament has arrived. Ray, along with Arya, Viv, Catcher, and a couple unexpected squad mates, are about to face the first real battle of their careers. Squaring off with some of the best users in the Astra system, they're going to have to put everything they have as individuals and as a team into their coming fights if they want to ultimately end up standing at the top. As ever, though, their journey is hardly bound to be a smooth one, etc. All right. I give him points for being over 1,000 pages. Lots of story if that's your thing. Dead Calm by Bruno Miller, second in Dark Waters series, a dystopian fiction. Life's roughest storms prove the strength of our anchors. Spencer and his loyal dog Finn are determined to survive the aftermath of an unthinkable EMP disaster while outfitting their 31-foot sailboat Restless in a desperate attempt to reach Stuart, Florida, where Spencer hopes to reunite with his girlfriend Kate. As Marathon, Florida spirals into chaos, escaping the fire ravaged town proves more difficult than anticipated thanks to swiftly diminishing resources and marauding looters. The recent recruitment of a couple and their young daughter to help Spencer and Finn crew their boat for the journey north results in an unexpected friendship and a sense of overwhelming responsibility to get the family home safe. As Spencer witnesses humanity's descent into a lawless free for all, where theft and murder are the new norm, his Coast Guard training is put to the test. Will his decision to take on passengers prove to be a wise move, or will the added burden cost him everything? Zoe and the Drunk What? Is too drunk for this dystopia. Third in a series by Jason Pargin. Zoe Ash wakes up every day feeling like she's trying to steer a battleship while tied to the propeller. The 23-year-old heiress to a criminal empire is navigating a futuristic world of high-tech liars and cutthroats, forced to learn the rules of a devious game she never asked to play. Now she's facing a crisis that is both bigger and stranger than all that came before, etc., etc. We're running out of time. We're moving on. One more. You can do it. First of His Kind by Dan Sugrinilov. First in a series, Kindle Unlimited, but it says the next book of the series. Michael Adamanoff, one of the most popular lit RPG authors. Oh, says this. Ah. In the 22nd century, humankind established contact with alien civilizations. The average person saw little change. Our galactic neighbors had no interest in our minerals, nor in settling here, or in anything else for that matter. In the vastness of space, Earth was not unique. It was one of untellable millions. It was a sad realization that our solar system, sitting in the backwaters of the galaxy, was of little to no value and held no consequence for anyone. Earth bumbled on alone. Hardly anyone saw true extraterrestrials. Ultimately, it would not be aliens coming to us, it would be the other way around. A few of us did make it out there. I was one of them. I am the first of my kind. Okay. All righty. We are out of time. Once again. But we got a little taste of what's out there. That's my opinion on some of them, too. Mary says, hope to see you both later. Going to be in production mode. Exactly. You got to get drinking for that show tomorrow. Holy Saturday. Well, thank you guys for being here, and thank you for anybody who is watching later in replay. Very much appreciate it. Sprints tonight, 6:05 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern, 2.5 hours. I will be crocheting, hopefully starting the new one. You all have a great day, and thanks for the. Oh, you betcha! And the snarky comments with a side of snarky. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good Thursday. Hope to see you later. If I don't tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and we take a look at more of the cozy mysteries and sort of dabble into anything else that might be out there. So we'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.